Most of us have a tendency to live in the past or the future. How often do you find yourself thinking about what happened yesterday, or what might happen tomorrow? How does this affect your life and well-being? In this video, we will discuss how to live in the present moment more frequently, and some ways that can help you get back into living mindfully. Become aware of what's going on around you. As mentioned before, we tend to live in the past or future. This is because we are always focused on what has already happened, or what is about to happen. But how often do you actually stop and notice what is going on around you? For example, if you were walking down the street, you might notice that there are cars driving by, and people are walking along. If you're at a grocery store, you might notice the checkout line is moving slowly. Or if you're on a bus or train, you might notice the driver is running late. So, it's important to become aware of what is going on around you. It's also important to realize that everything that happens in life is in the present moment. Recognize your thoughts and emotions. One of the biggest mistakes that we make is to ignore our thoughts and emotions. If you do this, you'll miss out on a lot of opportunities. For example, if you're walking down the street, and you see an attractive person, you might be thinking about how you look, or how good he or she looks. But if you do this, you'll miss out on the opportunity to talk to this person. In the same way, if you're in a conversation with someone, and you find yourself thinking about something else, you'll miss out on the opportunity to fully enjoy the conversation. And this will affect how you feel about the person, and your relationship with them. Be aware of your body. When you're aware of what's going on around you, it's also important to be aware of your body. This is because we live in the present moment. So, if you're sitting at home and you find yourself thinking about what happened yesterday, or what might happen tomorrow, chances are you'll be thinking about what you want to eat, or what you want to do tomorrow. But when you're in a situation like this, it's important to notice that your body is telling you something. For example, your stomach might be feeling uncomfortable, or your back might be aching. This is because you're not living mindfully. Focus on one thing at a time, don't multitask. One of the most common mistakes that people make is to multitask. This is because we live in the present moment. So, if we're driving to work, and we find ourselves thinking about what happened yesterday, or what might happen tomorrow, chances are we'll be thinking about work, and what we have to do there. But if you want to be able to live in the present moment more frequently, you have to focus on one thing at a time. So, if you're thinking about what happened yesterday, it's important to stop and be aware of what is going on around you. But then, you also have to think about what you have to do today. Practice mindfulness. If you want to live in the present moment more frequently, it's important to practice mindfulness. This is because when you practice mindfulness, you are becoming more aware of what is going on around you. So, you're not just living in the past, or the future. You're living in the present moment. For example, if you practice mindfulness, you might notice that you are walking down the street, and you see that there are cars driving by, and people are walking along. And you might realize that there is a bus coming your way. But you don't think about what you're going to do tomorrow. Instead, you're just aware of what is going on around you, and you're doing something. Take control of your thoughts and emotions. When we live in the present moment, we tend to be aware of our thoughts and emotions. And as mentioned before, we often ignore them. But if we do this, we miss out on opportunities to make good choices. For example, if you were walking down the street and you saw someone who was attractive, and you started thinking about what you're going to eat for lunch tomorrow, chances are you'll be making a poor choice. And if you're at home and you're thinking about what happened yesterday, chances are you'll be making a poor decision. This is because you'll be thinking about what you want to eat, or what you want to do tomorrow. But when you're in a situation like this, it's important to notice that your thoughts and emotions are telling you something. Love and accept yourself. We all have problems, and we all struggle from time to time. But the good news is that we can solve these problems, and we can overcome these struggles. The first step in solving these problems is to love and accept yourself. If you don't do this, it's very difficult to solve the problems that you face. For example, if you think about the problems that you're facing, chances are you'll become frustrated. But if you love and accept yourself, chances are you'll be able to find a solution for these problems. Change your attitude. The next step in solving your problems is to change your attitude. When you have a positive attitude, you're much more likely to succeed. And when you have a negative attitude, you're much less likely to succeed. So, if you're feeling upset about what's happening in your life, chances are you'll feel upset. But if you start thinking about all of the things that you're grateful for, chances are you'll feel happy. In conclusion, start living in the present by accepting your current state and appreciating your achievements. Learn to be okay with your current situation. Learn to appreciate your daily accomplishments. Learn to see that you have a lot to be thankful for.